Hi everyone, this is Brendan from Heroic Starfish. Today I'm going to be playing some games using my Dread deck. This is a mission that I have, a daily mission, to play some Dread cards. So I'm just going to play some out. I'll just quickly show you my Dread deck. Nothing particularly special here, just one that I kind of threw together using Sicario. So we've got Crippling Toxin, Devour Soul, useful for extra removal, Ghost the Grasp to get some action cards back, Obfuscation, and Toxic Haunt, and then you can see the action cards that we have here. So a few buffs that deal damage, and then some Abyss Tentacles, Abyss Weavers to benefit from Sicario's ability, and Night Lurker to trigger them as well. I did consider putting 2 of those in. Maybe I'll make that change at some point. Like I say, it's nothing special this day, I just want to kind of throw together to be playing some Dread cards with. So let's get queued up, just for a casual game. Not looking to get into any ranked play right now. Still no Heroic Starfish avatar, unfortunately. So we've just got this little guy at the moment. There we go. Looks like we're going to be playing against a nature deck. So I do have quite a lot of healing in this deck, and the one thing I don't want to see is too much of that healing too quickly. My opponent's playing Darkleaf, so he gets a little bit of extra healing, but nothing too serious. Ooh, I wonder what he's going to choose. Maybe buff. Yeah, there we go. Not an ideal start. Well, that's not going to leave me with a lot of options. So we're just going to draw to start with. Fortunately, after that big hit on the first go, we have got some healing options here. And that's going to heal him for 7 as it works its way around, which is quite nice given that he was on 28 when it started. Not particularly looking to remove that right now, so I'm just going to throw out Assassin's Guild to get myself an extra action this turn so that I can draw up to 6. Swamp Creeper not so useful at this point of the game, obviously. That's more useful later on when I want to move cards back. And I'm going to want to get rid of that before I start trying to do any damage to him. Obviously I've got a Shadow Puppet now, so I can do that. Not sure that I really want to waste a Shadow Puppet on Stump Drift Shaman though. So for now, I've not really got a massive amount of options. I'm just going to draw again. I am getting to the point where the Creeble Chest could be a bit of a concern, although he's got so few cards in hand, we'll probably be alright for now. Okay, I'd rather that didn't go off, so potentially this is where we're going to use Shadow Puppet to get rid of the Pollen Weaver and the Infected Veg. It's almost like he's built this deck specifically to beat Dread, so not the best matchup for me. Okay, well we'll get rid of those 2 buffs like I said. And then I think we'll just throw in Night Lurker for now. Not too eager to use Sicario's ability at the moment. I've not got any buffs that I particularly want to be throwing in at the same time. There will come a point though where my health will drop to a level where I'll play Sicario's ability to put in 2 Soul Traders, and then I'll use a Devourer to get rid of them on the same turn, so that'll heal me for 24 when that happens. So right now, don't really need to be worried about my health. Obviously he's played another Infected Veg. Whether I want to remove that one as well, I'll just try and play down my hand, I'm not too sure. I've got plenty of healing though for now, so I'm just going to draw again I think for now. So I do have the option to remove it, but unless he plays another buff, I'm not sure I'm going to take that option. Obviously he's going to choose buff again. This is going to hurt. But that's okay. Like I say, I'm going to just double Soul Trader and Devourer for 24 healing. Probably not this turn, probably the turn after. Especially as I can get Wall of Bones in now. That's going to slightly reduce the effect of the Infected Veg, but it's also going to mean when I use Sicario's ability next turn that it's not going to hit me. In terms of reducing the damage done by this, I suppose I should play another card, and the only card I've really got is Swamp Creeper. Not ideal to be playing this early on, because if it gets removed then it's been a total waste when it could have brought back 10 cards for you. Okay, hopefully you can't do 11 damage. Nope, we're alright. So now we should be able to heal back up to 35 if we use Sicario's ability. And then Devourer. Get rid of them. Obviously we don't want the Soul Traders sat there dealing damage to ourselves. There we go. Can't complain about that. And if he doesn't remove my Swamp Creeper, then I can of course just get those 3 cards back into my deck again. There we go, you see. Might as well use it whilst I've got it before he removes it. So later on that'll give me an opportunity to heal for another 24. And then I'm just going to draw. Right, finally some damage that I can do. Wall of Bones, right, okay, throw in a Shambler. And draw. Another Infected Veg, or at least that's the last one. Yeah, fair enough. Probably a good card to get rid of. So, yeah, I've got 3 cards in there now that can all go back to my deck, so we might as well use Swamp Creeper to put them back. And then draw. And that's useful because I'll be able to play that next time, which will reduce my hand size so his Infected Veg doesn't do quite as much damage. This is definitely geared towards beating Dread, isn't it? With all these buffs, buff damage things. Never a big fan of permanent buffs. Obviously they're just going to benefit him for the rest of the game. Suppose I could take the option now to remove both of those, and I think that's what I'm going to do. It's entirely possible I should have been saving these Shadow Puppets for something that does a bit more damage, but we'll find out later on, I suppose. Well, that's going to completely negate my Drago Hunter. What can you do? Right, so I suppose, yeah, there's no point me using my Swamp Creeper with only 1 card in my discard pile. There's nothing here I want to play particularly, so we'll just have to draw for now. Probably going to start getting hit by this in a minute. So this is like a really nice combination if you can get both of them into play. Obviously play this one first and then this one. That means that this is permanent then, which means that it's dealing damage for all your buffs, which is handy. Not sure that I'm going to be able to play both of them without paying for one of them with the other. So I think for now, we'll just throw in Tox. Actually, given that he's got this Monstrous Defender in play, I think we'll leave that for now. Let's go with the Abyss Tentacle, as that might draw out some of his removal. And it gives me a free action anyway, so there's no harm there. And then I think we'll just draw. So this is handy. That's going to let me put Toxic Horns in without having to worry about having to pay for it. Whether I can then get Obfuscation in as well is going to depend on some more poison buff. Okay, I think we'll play this now because his Monstrous Defender is about to expire anyway. And if he hasn't got removal, then maybe in a couple of turns we'll be able to play this on top of it. Not really concerned about him having loads of health at the moment. Obviously, I'm just going to try and build up a bit of a board and then do all the damage over the space of a few turns. Not surprised to see that disappear. Might be able to get it back later though. I forget which card it is that brings combos back, but I do have one that does that. Might as well use my Swamp Creeper to get some more cards back, I suppose. Couple in there now, so why not? And then we'll Assassin's Guild for a couple of actions, and then we can get some cards out. Another Pollen Weaver. Not what we want to see. Okay, so yeah, still nothing much in there, so no point playing the Swamp Creeper. Whether I want to be playing these out when he's got this, not sure. I think I'll just draw for now, decide on that later. I can always remove that now with my Devour Soul, which is handy. Could do with a little bit of healing as well, so that doesn't hurt. Okay, yep, so we'll throw in Devour Soul. I'm going to have to pay for that with Obfuscation, I think. I don't really want to give away my Night Lurker at the moment. Oh, no, that's short a death card, okay. Right, yeah, let's just use the Devourer then, I suppose. Massively overpaying for that combo there, but never mind. So once again, I've got 2 Soul Traders in hand, so all I need is a Devourer, and I've got that 24 healing if I need it. So let's he's about to waste a bit of healing there, isn't he? So I don't really want to do any damage this turn, so I'm just going to throw in my Night Lurker and Toxic Frog, I think. And I can start doing some damage in a turn or two. Certainly takes a bit longer to play a game with Sicario than it does with Cassini, like I did in my last recording. But if you've played against Sicario, you'll know that already. Not really all that bothered about that. He needs to put a healing buff back in his hand when he's on full health. And he's put Night Lurker back into my hand, which I can just play again if I want. I think I will. I think I'll just play that. And I'll throw out the Dragon Hunter as well. do with drawing some cards, I suppose. Try and get hold of the card that I need to eat both of these for more healing. Obviously my Abyss Tentacle is just going to come straight back again when I use my Swamp Creeper on it. Well, I'll say straight back, it's going to go back into my deck anyway. Okay, so we'll use that. Always nice when you get to use the whole thing. There's absolutely no chance that he's going to deck me out, that's for sure. Right, we'll just draw. Just, oh, there we go, look at that. Perfect combination to do 24 healing. Just let him chip away at me a little bit more. And this is the good thing, I suppose, about Dread as well, is that you don't really need to feel under too much pressure to actually kill the other guy. Because there's no way that you're going to deck out before he does. So yeah, we'll just have some more cards, I think. Yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, I'd get rid of that, I suppose. Don't really want him all the way back up to maximum health, but I've got no removal, so it's not going anywhere. So, with my Dragons getting to its final corner, I don't really need it anymore. So let's use Nightworker. Trigger my Tentacle, and that can also remove Dragon Hunter. Yeah. Doesn't take much for these healths to swing in the opposite direction. Of course, he's going to heal for quite a lot in a minute, but I'm sorry, I've still got an action left. Best just draw. Ghostly Grasp. So that's going to get me some action cards back to my hand. And I've only really got these two in my discard pile at the moment. I'm not sure I really want to spend it on them. Plus I can't afford to pay for it right now anyway. So let's just draw. That would have been useful a couple of turns ago. Stop this going off over and over again. I suppose I could play it this turn, or at least I could if I had any poison cards, but I don't, so there you go. Oh, I'm losing all my healing buffs. That's not good. Not when we're on 13 health, anyway. So, I suppose if we get desperate now, we can use a Devourer to get rid of these two buffs. It's not ideal. Don't think he's going to do 13 damage all in one go. So, let's just draw. See what happens. Okay, well things didn't get any better after that draw, so let's throw out Assassin's Guild so we can draw 3 more cards. Still don't think he'll be able to do 12 damage all in one go, could be wrong. There we go. At least I've got 1 Soul Trader now. Oh, what are you doing to me? Okay, well we're getting to the point where we really need to heal now. Oh, he's giving me 2 cards. Come on, be good cards. Yeah, they're not going to help with the healing situation. Okay. Let's have a quick think about this. So I think what I'm going to do is just throw in this Tentacle, which will give me an extra action. So then I can attack to trigger these, just to do a little bit of damage. And then finally, yeah, I'm not going to use that. And then finally, I'm just going to eat all of those because I'm a little bit concerned about dying. So hopefully that's going to keep me alive a little bit longer. And of course I have a cunning plan. Yeah. Okay, well my cunning plan will have to wait because that is going to have to go. Especially because I have a shadow puppet in hand. Right, that is going to delay the cunning plan. Obviously I was planning on playing Ghostly Grasp to bring back those buffs that I discarded last time for healing. And now I can't because I don't have enough shadow buffs to play it with. So I could play Swamp Creeper and try and get these cards back that way. But of course there's no guarantee that it will stay on the table. So I think for now I'm just going to draw. Okay, how many removal has he played so far? 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's played all of them, so that's handy. So my Swamp Creeper won't be removed. So let's throw that in. And draw. That's a nice little combination now. So I'm going to be able to play Abyss Weaver next turn and heal for 4 because I already have a shadow buff in play. And then I'll be able to use the ability on Swamp Creeper, which will trigger Abyss Weaver to heal me again. Let's do that. So definitely going to want back my Tentacles and my Night Lurker. So I imagine at this point my opponent is starting to worry about decking out. He's only got 3 cards left in his deck and 5 in hand, so it's not going to take too much longer for that to happen. Not the ideal way to win, but this tends to be how Dread can go sometimes. Especially when you're playing against something with as much healing power as nature. Yeah, I think I'll just get the rest of those action cards back from my deck. For my discard, I should say. I mean, I'd rather have the attacking ones than anything. I've got plenty of Devourers, so we'll just go with Assassin's Guild as well. I suspect he's rapidly approaching the point where he doesn't have enough damage in hand to even kill me, so... Yeah, can I play that? Oh, no poison buffs. Okay. Just draw, I guess. So there we go. Spirit Gate was the card I was talking about before. 2 combo cards back to my deck. I think I've only used 1 so far, yeah. Oh no, I used 2. Okay, great. So that will be handy. However, I just got hit by something. What was it? Feral Rage, okay. So we could do with healing, I suppose. So let's use Sicario's ability to throw in a couple of buffs. Soul Trader and Wall of Bones, I think. And then we'll devour those. And I think because I've got another Swamp Creeper in hand, we'll eat him as well. So like I say, this is not really my preferred way of winning, decking someone out. I would have rather got him with the tentacles. Right, so we'll just have some cards, I think. Nothing to attack with here, so... Just waiting for those 3 cards to go now, I suppose. I don't think I could possibly do 35 damage in the time it'll take him to use up those cards. Let's throw in a tentacle. And then I can even trigger that tentacle using Sicario's ability. Just don't think it's going to matter at this point. At this point, probably should be thinking about ending the game, but still wants to keep playing, which is fair enough. Just throw in the Nightliker and draw. This is one of those moments where it's like, should I be saying good game? We both know it's over, I suppose. But then I don't want to say it too early. So yeah, we'll just use Nightliker's ability there. And draw. One buff to go, and that'll be game. So I don't think it really matters what I play now. So I feel like at this point we can probably say good game. And we might have another turn left in him. And there we go. So, like I say, not my preferred way to win, but when you've got to play dread cards, you've got to play them somehow. And there we go, that's that mission complete. So I do still have a storm mission to work on, so I will no doubt be coming back to play that soon, and I do need to win some more games for that one there. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this game, even though it wasn't the best win I've ever made. But hopefully you'll tune in again next time. So see ya, bye.